million inhabitants. We have a growing population. We expect 2 million inhabitants in near future. That's quite a new challenge for our city because we have been a shrinking city in the 20th century. We are quite proud of our public transport modal split. We have 40% mode share in public transport. This is for a Western city, we would say really a very high proportion. And a walking city is still, Vienna is a good walking city with 26%. Yeah, and we would say we have built up our SUMP competencies since 1969. We started in 1969 with the first traffic transport concept, which was a little bit more than only a list of infrastructure measures. So, coming back to our topic, to the Viennese SUMP, we had approved, our city council approved the document 6 months ago in December, and our process to work on this document, only for this document, it took a little bit more than 1 year. We started with contracting and collecting data and collecting ideas and all these things, and it took a little bit more than 1 year. I think that was quite a tough time frame, but we always have to say the process just began. We are now, the document is approved, but the process of implementing all the things is just starting now. Our document, the structure of our document is not the typical traditional structure with the transport mode, public transport, walking, cycling. So we have more, we researched what is really important in Vienna, and we found about 50 bundles of measures, I would say, and we didn't classify this in a traditional way. We made chapter with reorganized public space and traffic organization for all kinds of transport, and the infrastructure, of course, we have the infrastructure chapter, but we have altogether walking, public transport and cycling and all this. And here the point to the discussion before, we contracted an external independent auditing from Rupert Consulting, we have to say, and they set up a scheme to give rates like in the school for our work. So this is the rating of this auditing scheme. I think everyone else can use it. And we reached 82 points. So we set up now a benchmark, and everyone else can use the scheme and look if he gets a better rate for this. So to sum up the essentials of our approach, what was really important for us, we didn't want to collect everything we have. We make this concept all 10 years, and we said, okay, we really want to look what is important, what are the values. We can find an agreement with our stakeholders and our politicians, and really define just the qualities we want to reach. And yes, not the exact things, but only to clear the vision. And yeah, the integration of all modes was really a very important approach that we wanted to make visible in all kinds of the process. And yes, the most important thing is this setting up cooperation for implementation processes. So we are really now beginning with our process. Somehow we have the approval and the document is finished, but we want for all of our 50 bundles of measures, we want to find someone in the city of Vienna who is responsible that there will be something done in the future.
In the center, we have our new motto for the whole concept, which is together on the move, more or less. We're having trouble translating that in German. It's miteinander mobil. It sounds a bit better. So we're working on that. Yeah, but so it's all about sharing, and so it's like 3 basic ideas of bringing people together, thinking intermodally, and sharing public space. So this is what we mean with together on the move. All of these 6 areas have indicators associated with them, so we can at least measure the performance a little bit. It was a very, very difficult process to get all the data and to to really build that up. Yeah, but so we managed, and one of them is of course the model split. You've heard we're already in quite a nice situation. Oh, the slides are sort of anyway. Yeah, we're in a quite nice situation that we have a lot of public transport and walking. Cycling is not so strong in Vienna, but we try to expand that. And for the future, also building on the together aspect, is that we wanted to define not so strongly specific targets for the modes of sustainable transport, but that they work together. That's important for us, that we achieve a general move to strengthen sustainable mobility, and not so much whether it is exactly 1% more or less in walking, cycling or public transport. So, and the very ambitious goal for the future is 20% car traffic, which is like about 1/3 reduction from the state of today. The next, I have 2 more examples from the indicators. The other ones, they're more on the realistic side, so they were really checked what is possible if we do our homework, if we implement the processes. One, for example, is to save minus 20% in the gross energy consumption in transport in Vienna. So the figure is based on a modeling approach. And yeah, well, we hope that we can do that, and we're quite proud actually that we were able to agree on a figure, on sort of the total figure, because that means it's not so much about relative improvements in discussions, but we really have a target where to go. And the second one, the third one is related to this active mobility aspect, where we thought, okay, it would be really nice to put an indicator there, and this is new. We calculated this for the first time for the new SUMP, and there we figured, okay, so and now we believe it would be possible to have an increase of about 30% more people being active in their daily mobility more than 30 minutes. So this is also based on the WHO recommendations for healthy living. Yeah, it's what we could do with our databases and figures to achieve these indicators. Going to the measures now, just a very quick selection. First one, this is a visualization from one of our biggest projects at the moment, one of the most intensely discussed. It's one of the main shopping streets, which was modified to a shared public space scheme and traffic count zone. And so now this is not completely new, but the task will now be to roll this out and have more of those in the city, and bring those also to the outlying districts, so not only to the center. Second one is also about public space, and it's what we call opening streets. So not closing streets for uses, but opening streets for the people, for different uses. In that case, for example, the image on the right, that's from the winter, where the kids have like seasonal openings of the streets to use it. That's been in Vienna, I think, for a couple of years now. It's quite an old idea, it's nothing new, but it has to be revived, it has to be actively promoted, and also like fairs or festivals in the street. It's nothing new, but you need to do this on a regular basis and to open the streets. We put cycling and walking in the front, actually in multimodality, and then cycling and walking infrastructure. And our basic approach is now defined as providing quality in the basic network, and the second one is to have like lighthouse marketing projects to also create visibility.
We are very happy that our SUMP is now integrated in our urban development plan, So as you can see here, our SUMP is a thematic concept mobility. We just call it like this. It's part of our urban mobility plan, urban development plan. And of course, we have a lot of more strategic concepts in the city of Vienna and the national strategy. So we have smart city framework, we have the climate protection, energy efficiency, and all the things we have to implement in our strategy. But for us it's really important to make this integration in the urban development, and we think that's really a very important thing, because the compact city is an urban development issue and a land use issue, and is really crucial for walking and cycling. If you don't have the right structures, you can build infrastructure endless. So we think it's really essential to combine these things. The other thing we have a little bit problem with is the cost-benefit analysis. So we have a very good model for public transport, and we use this for public transport things.